Shamps and giggles. History, news, views, and reviews from Shamps and Giggles back for 2024. Oh my Lord.
Mercy, Shamps and Giggles each and every week, talking the things, history, news, views, and reviews from a black perspective. We have a website, shampsandgiggles.co.uk. Doing amazing things. We're the voice of the community. They're not going to put us on the BBC. They call us radical. We're not radical. We're human beings, just talking to things from how we see it, because we don't get represented in the media. We don't get the representation. We don't. So we have to give ourselves. If we don't represent ourselves, who's going to represent us? Seriously? Come on. That's why we do what we do each and every week, 3, 4, how many years now and counting. Lord of mercy. There's so much to talk about. You got more, Keith? Or you take a break?
That's it, Joe. That's it for me. You can run the things now.
True, you take a break.
Yeah, you can run on. There was enough, but you can go on because
there was another one. Through. You sure?
Yeah. Go on. There's enough going on. Carry on.
So here's one. This was sent to me. I saw it, but I didn't get the clip. You know what I mean? Somebody sent the clip, and it's like, hold on a minute. You're not gonna believe it. Hold on, wait. Let's get you from the beginning, man. You may have heard about car insurance.
Yes.
It is racial profiling on car insurance. I can't. Seriously? Wait, what? Anyway, somebody sent me the clip, so I'm gonna play. I can't remember if it's BBC or ITV. It's one of them. I'm gonna play the clip. Here we go.
Quotes for car insurance in England suggests it's a third more expensive in areas with a high number of people from ethnic backgrounds. Prices were higher in these areas even when less diverse parts of the country have similar road accident and crime levels. Well, Nick Eardley from BBC Verify has been looking into this for us, and he's here with me now. Tell us more about what you found out, Nick.
Thanks, Ben. It's a complicated old world, insurance, isn't it? There isn't a great deal of information available about how are calculated, but BBC Verify has been looking at some factors which appear to have a significant impact. If you live in an area with a lot of people from ethnic minorities, you're paying what's been dubbed by some as an ethnicity penalty. Let me explain a bit about how we figured this out. We looked at thousands of addresses in every local authority in England. All of the details we provided were the same. A 30-year-old teacher driving a Ford Fiesta. The only thing we changed was the address. But on a popular price comparison website, if you're in an area where there are more people from ethnic minority backgrounds, your costs go up, and they go up quite a lot. Have a look here at a particular example that we've pulled out from Sandwell, just outside of Birmingham. These two areas you can see highlighted are pretty similar. They have comparable levels of crime and similar levels of car accidents. But this area at the top has a far lower population of people from ethnic minority backgrounds. Down here it has a much higher percentage, around 44%. We went on an insurance comparison website and got quotes for the same person in both of these areas. Here in Prince's End, you can see the quote was £1,975. But if you come down here to Great Bridge with its higher ethnic minority population, the quote was £800 more. It's almost £2,800. Now, this isn't an isolated example. This was happening all over England when we did these searches. On average, car insurance quotes were 33% higher, a third higher in the most ethnically diverse parts of England. Now, Citizens Advice have looked into this sort of thing before. They looked at our results and called it a ethnicity penalty. The Association of British Insurers, that's the group representing insurance firms, said that insurers considered a wide range of factors, that ethnicity wasn't one that they used, but they also added that these and similar findings raise an important public policy debate. So, Ben, perhaps more questions to come about how those insurance premiums are worked out.
Nick, thank you very much indeed.
Okay, I'm vexed. Oh, see, I'm already vexed. Already vexed. And this is what I mean. We're not represented properly. We're not. Black people, I mean, come on. We don't have enough to deal with, do we? Now did you ever hear of the thing? Ethnicity. They've got a new name. It's a new name. We've got a new label now. It's ethnicity penalty. I'm vexed. As soon as I heard that, my blood started boiling. I swear to God. It's like racial profiling. And, you know, I mean, it's just another of the same. And it's happening here. It's happening. You know what? Really. You know, they say we got a chip in our shoulder. Why? Oh, sorry. I'm gonna let you lot talk. Keep your hands up. Talk the taste.
Absolutely disgraceful. I've never heard of such a thing, but now you're saying it, it's probably true with the insurance prices that we have up in London, especially living in black populated areas.
Yeah.
And the cheek of it is that they're saying that the Association for Insurance is saying that oh, there's no such thing as ethnicity background profiling. However, it could warrant a public policy debate. Which way is it? That means that there is some element of the truth being said about this. Because why would they say, but however, it could lead to a public policy debate. If you don't have it, then you won't need a public policy debate.
Right.
But obviously, there is something in that warrants.
If it wasn't there, Keith, you couldn't find it.
Correct.
They found it.
Yeah, they found it. Yes.
They found it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's meant to be algorithms, like doing the old algorithms are programmed by someone, right? You know, Toronto, your hand is up. I mean, maybe in Canada, probably got the same thing.
I saw this in the chat, and I was like, it happens here. I live in Scarborough, predominantly very ethnic, lots of blacks, Chinese, Indian people, particularly Indian people. And then there's Brampton, which is of the west of me, which is Indian people. And I was looking for car insurance, and a broker told me if I gave them a different postal code and address that was not in Scarborough or in Brampton, I would save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance because
Yeah.
stop.
Fill in the blank.
So it's real. And so my car insurance, like I had a 15-year-old car and it was costing me a gazillion dollars to insure, but because of where I lived, I was being charged a premium. So it's real. Believe it. It happens.
Yeah.
Happens here.
It's got to be programmed in. It's got to be in America. It happened. I know that in New York, depending on where you live, what borough, You know, if you're in Queens, you're paying. If you're out in the boons, you know, you're paying a bit less. I know how it works in America because they have. I mean, in America, you can turn a corner and you're in China. Literally, all the signs like Chinese. Like, oh wow.
Yeah, and that's what happens here. So we used to have a community north of me, Chinatown, one of the many Chinatowns we have, and even the street signs were in Chinese. You know, so yeah, I saw that in the chat and was like, yeah, I know about that. I experienced that here. So
you know, same like Russia. You could bust a corner, you're Russian, and it's like black man. You know, I mean that's America. But in the UK, you see the thing of why they found it. I'll tell you why they looked. Because the black population here is not 100% in any given area. So Brixton was like a black area, and well, it's been gentrified as we know, but it's got a high pop. But there's a lot of white people in there too. See, so when these white people realize I'm being robbed because I'm in this area, they complain. Hey, what's going on here? I live in Brixton. My friend lives in the white area. I don't know whatever you want to call it, Fulham. And how come his insurance is so much less than mine? We've got the same this, the same that, the same other. Do you see what I mean? That's why this has come to the fore, because white people felt they were being robbed. That's because if we complain, if black people complain, they're not
They would have
listening.
said whatever. Anyways, my lovelies, I'm gonna go.
Have a
And
fabulous
I
evening.
won't see you next Friday because I will be in Jamaica.
Lord have mercy. I'll come join you.
So, yeah, so I'll see you when I get back, and stay as lovely as you are. Stay well, stay beautiful,
Absolutely.
stay blessed.
Absolutely.
All right, my
Love the garment you're wearing. I see the moose on your shirt there. Or your that is a moose, isn't it? What is that?
Me?
Oh, that's the necklace. Yeah, what is that?
A moose?
No, I don't know what is it. It's very small, so I can't see. It wait. Oh, it's the pearls them. Okay. Well, you go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm gonna show up at the recital as the glamour. You know what I'm
Yes, I
saying?
hear that. I hear that. Enjoy. Do you
All
know
right.
it's only because white people complain. Because if black people complain, they wouldn't be nah. They'll like here it is, Manda Bailey in the chat. When I questioned look, when I questioned my insurer, they said it's due to other drivers having the same make model as mine and due to accidents. So I had to tell her, firstly, not my business what others drive. True that. Secondly, she never caused an accident. So why is her insurance high? But they lying because the report, what the guy said, was even where it was in an area where there was comparable accidents and so on and so forth, because the neighborhood was predominantly or had a higher black population or ethnic population, using his terms, the insurance rates were higher. See, that's not us complaining, that's them complaining. The white people ain't moving. When they gentrify an area, they're not moving because black people in. So what they're saying is, we're white people in this area, fix your algorithm so we white people aren't paying a premium. That's what they're saying. Black people still going to pay that premium. And people, I assure you, you're still paying that premium. But the white people are saying, don't put us in that bucket. That's what's happening there. That is what you call news, views, and reviews from a black perspective. Because we can read between the lines. White people don't want to pay up. We pay the skin tax. We know we pay the skin tax. We know we've been paying the skin tax from morning. White people don't want to pay that skin tax because that's a hefty burden. Do you see how much the difference the man said? It was hundreds of pounds. White people are like, nah, hell no. I could do my trip to Spain with that kind of money. I mean, taking me away from my beach. Foolishness. White people get on it in an instant. Check it out. It's on the BBC News. We're not making this stuff up. It's fact. It's fact. It's on the BBC News. Anyway, along those lines, since we brought up that point, here's one that's going to freak you out. White people again. Now, you got to realize this is a white world. You have got to realize. See, all the news, the BBC, that's from the white perspective. That there, what we're talking about, the vehicle, is not because black people are complaining. No, the white man's complaining. Now, here's the next piece of news, which involves Elon Musk. And I got a giggle out of this because I was like, hell no. I'm like, are you for real? This one was also sent to me. Now, by the way, just for the knowledge of our viewers, if there's something of interest to you and you want us to talk about it, by all means, you can come on the show, by the way. you can join us in our group. We love Zooming because we do it every week. And if something comes across the wires that you're like, hang on a minute, you can post it in the group. And then, of course, we will talk the things that they're on the radio, because that's how it works. This is a community involved element group, platform, right? It's not one person do everything now. We're all in this together. This one was kind of crazy. Now, let me see how long. I don't want to give him too much time because this is a long bit, but I think after about 2 minutes, you'll get to see the point. He takes a little bit getting into it, but white people complaining, and I'm just going to let you listen to the report. Thing. So, pour yourselves a drink. Pour yourselves a drink, because this gets really good. This gets really good. This is white people talking the things. So if you're going to say black people complaining, oh, yeah, right, okay, fine. White people talking the things. Have a look from Elon Musk and all them things with all their money and their resources and da. White people right here, right now, talking things. We're going to let it play.
Maybe an African country, but it's actually a company based in California that's now worth more than all of China's stock market. It's the size of Canada's entire economy. Now, in a different era, obtaining this kind of growth meant making a massively popular and instantly recognizable consumer-facing product like Windows 95 or Amazon.com or the iPhone. But NVIDIA's growth didn't come from making a computer or a popular website or anything like that. Instead, NVIDIA's growth came from making artificial intelligence chips that power the brains of computers and many popular websites. That's why NVIDIA had a very good day on Wall Street on Wednesday. Their business, artificial intelligence, is one of the fastest growing industries in the history of humanity. Every major corporation is rushing to implement AI in all of their products as quickly as possible. And so this week, it was Google's turn. And the results were so disastrous and so fraught with consequences for the future of this country that no reasonable person can ignore them. Gemini is Google's name for an AI that you can download on your phone right now. It's also integrated into all of Google's web products, including Gmail and Google Search, which are used by hundreds of millions of people and businesses every day. And in this respect, Gemini is very different from existing AI products like ChatGPT or Bing's image creator. Pretty much everybody uses a Google product in one way or another. You know, if you have the internet and you use the internet, you use a Google product. Either you're using Google Search or Gmail, or you have an Android phone or something along those lines. And that means two things. One, Google has access to a lot more information than those other AI platforms. That's a built-in advantage. And two, whatever Google is doing with AI has significant implications for everybody on the planet. This is not a one-off experiment in some tech mogul's basement. This is an established company making established products that it's now implementing in its own AI at scale. Google has been hyping Gemini for months. They have a bunch of promotional videos about how they're going to revolutionize artificial intelligence. The Wall Street Journal has done multiple interviews with Google executives in which these executives insist that everybody at the company, including Google's co-founder, is deeply invested in making this product as good as it could possibly be. Then a couple of days ago, Gemini launched, and very quickly it became clear that among some other issues, Gemini essentially does not recognize the existence of white people, which is kind of concerning for what is destined to be, what probably already is, the most powerful AI on the planet.
I will just pause him there for a minute, just in case anybody missed it. Did you hear what the man said? This new AI product that is being used by Google, who has access to everybody's information, I don't care who you are, where you are, they know you. It does not recognize white people. And this man, white man, of course, is talking about how valuable this product is, this Gemini product. But as he said in his words, how disastrous it is that no reasonable person, his words, not mine, can ignore it. The AI does not recognize white people. I'll let him continue and I'll just hold my breath just a while longer.
You need to press play. We're not seeing anything yet.
Thanks for pointing that out
Yeah.
to me, because you're telling me we're not seeing anything. So
Yeah.
there must have been a little pause there.
Yeah.
Let me just recoup that. I'll try and bring it back a little bit. Can you see something now?
Yes, I can. Yeah, we can.
You
It's
can?
gone.
Okay.
It's gone now.
No, it's right here. It's right here. There you are.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. We go.
Does not recognize the existence of white people, which is kind of concerning for what is destined to be, what probably already is, the most powerful AI on the planet. Now, even in historical contexts, it is practically impossible to get this product to serve up an image of somebody with white skin. And that's not an exaggeration. So here, for example, is how Gemini responded the other day when Frank Fleming, who's a writer for the Benke children's shows, asked Gemini to create an image of a pope. Now, you would think that, that would generate maybe an image of a white guy or two if you have even a passing knowledge of what popes have looked like over the years, over the centuries, over the millennia. And just spoiler on that, they have all been white. But that's not what Google's AI product apparently thinks. This is the image that it produced, and you can see it there. It looks like, they've got two popes, and one of them is M. Night Shyamalan, and the other one is Forrest Whitaker. So it's almost as if...
Hold on, I got to pause it. I just, it's hard for me to hear this, right? But are you not hearing what I'm hearing? I mean, this guy it's a disaster. That the artificial intelligence doesn't recognize white people. And then he brings up the subject of a pope. And if you have any idea what a pope looks like, because for the past 2,000 years, they've all been white. Are you telling me that's not racism? Is that not racism right there? Is that not like in your face? All the popes ever for the past 2,000, what? So there's no black people in the kingdom of God. I mean, really? And for this guy, it's a disaster. It's a disaster. They're talking about clear as day. It's a disaster that this AI has portrayed these people as black. There's no question of, actually, maybe they should have been a black in all that time. No. It's outrageous. What's AI doing? How? What? Listen to this guy speak. I mean, the more you hear, I think that I couldn't go right way through. I got a little bit further on what he's saying now, and I'll let you listen that far, see how much more I can take, because really, and we're just going to back it up just a little bit so that we have some little follow-on, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Here we go.
Got two popes, and one of them is M. Night Shyamalan, and the other one is Forrest Whitaker. So it's almost as if the AI has some sort of code saying, whatever you do, don't display a white person, considering there has...
Why? Oh my God, this is killing me. It's almost as if the AI has some sort of code saying, don't display the white person, right? So is that the same true? Is the same thing true of the insurance companies when they're charging black people or people living in black areas more money? It's almost like the insurance companies got some sort of code that says if you're in a black area or where there's black people, we have to charge more. Am I? Come on now. Yeah, come on. I mean, do we really need to hear more? Do we really need to talk the thing? Somebody tell me something. Somebody tell me I'm not going crazy. Please. Somebody tell me I'm not going crazy. Come on, George, start the thing. Somebody tell me I'm not going crazy. I mean,
listen,
Come on.
If it helps, I don't think you're going crazy. I'm flabbergasted. My jaw's on the floor. I don't know where that stuff even gets on the telly. I mean, you know, and I just, you know, it's just so downright rude. You know, just the flippant way he said things and everything. It's just. Come on. It's shameful, is what it is. It's shameful, Joseph. It's shameful.
So in your face. It's almost like the insurance thing was like, no, there's no, they're denying it. But here, AI, artificial intelligence, sponsored by Google, the wealthiest information center on the planet. And this thing comes up with black people. What do the white people say? It's almost as if it was programmed not to identify white people. See, it's not just us then, is it? Clearly, the discrimination is just there and it's bad. Tell me, I'm lying, for crying out loud. Who wants to hear? Oh, you want to hear more? Oh, you want to hear more? Okay, you want to hear more? Let's hear. I'll give him another minute because this guy's making my blood boil. Because you know what? Nah, I'll give him a minute.
There's never been a pope that has looked anything like either of those two, ever in 2,000 years. So is that what they've built into this code? Have they built into this very powerful AI that it has to ignore the fact that white people exist? Well, that's really the only way to explain what we're seeing here. And Frank, who previously worked as a software engineer, seemed to key in on this. So the whole situation quickly became something of a game for him as he tried his hardest to get Gemini to produce any image of a white guy. I mean, even just like one image. Can you give us a white guy? So for example, he asked Gemini to produce an image of a Viking. Okay, now this is a group of people who historically were not necessarily known for their commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. But here's what Gemini produced. And you can see it here. We've got a black Viking, a black female Viking. We've got, it looks like an Asian Viking. And then I don't know, maybe is that the Rock down there? That's his character from Moana, I think. Again, literally, a Viking has never looked like any of that. That's not what any Viking ever looked like ever in history. But that's what they produced. And this went on for a while, and Frank and other Gemini users took turns trying their hardest to get Gemini to produce an image of a white guy. Peachy Keenan, for example, tried to get Gemini to generate an image of the founders of Fairchild Semiconductor. The AI flatly refused that request, saying that it violated policy restrictions, presumably because white guys founded Fairchild Semiconductor. And for other prompts, like requests to draw the founding fathers or a bunch of British men, Gemini simply generated images of black people. It even made sure that its images of Nazis contained a diverse, non-white group of people. Now, after thousands of images like this began circulating, a guy working on the Gemini team at Google put out a meaningless statement. He said, in essence, that they're aware of issues with Gemini misrepresenting historical figures, but then he doubled down on the need for DEI and artificial intelligence so that everybody feels seen or valued or whatever. And of course, the way to make everyone feel seen is to pretend that an entire race of people don't exist. To make sure that they are not seen at all is how you make everybody feel seen. At no point.
Hold on a minute. I can't hear no more of this guy. I'm not even lying. But here it is. To make everybody feel seen, you have to deny an entire race of people. White people. But hold on. Isn't that what white people have done to everybody else? We weren't seen. You could look at the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. We weren't seen. Black people weren't seen. When any of the sporting heroes in that era, black people were not allowed to play in sports to become the footballer. Oh my goodness. We've got so much here. I don't know how much time we got. Where's Leisha? I don't know how much time we got. But this guy has just hit the nail on the head of everything what black people, what we've been saying forever, what we've been feeling, what we've been experiencing, what we've been growing with. He's just encapsulated because AI turned it back on them their ass. That's what happened. AI turned around and literally said, here's what it's about. How do you like it? And clearly they're not happy. They're not happy. I mean, come on now. About to make everybody feel seen, how you deny an entire. Now, we had another subject to discuss tonight, and that was of this guy who was an Olympic athlete back in the day. And of course, he was Britain's first Black Olympian. Who is he? Who is he? Never spoke of. Never. In fact, to get the recognition, this guy, his name is Harry Edward. He had to write his own story. Nobody wrote his story. He literally had to write his own story. He had to write his own story to get noticed, and it was taken up by the Guardian newspaper because he was literally ignored. Literally ignored. Yeah? And if he didn't write the memoirs, it wouldn't be there. Harry Edward was indeed Britain's first Black Olympian, also its first Black Olympic medal winner, and he enjoyed an extraordinary running career, once winning the 100, the 220 and 440-yard titles at the AAA championships inside a single hour, and being personally congratulated by King George V. Never taught in the history books. I didn't. Who learned that at school? Come on, come on, come on. So when you hear the story of this white guy complaining about AI has ignored an entire race of people, white people. Come on, it's not being racist, but am I going crazy? Is it just me that's feeling this way, or I mean, talk the things. Who else is catching the feeling of what's going on here amongst this here media, which is a white media? Again, Shams and Giggles, history, news, views, and reviews from a Black perspective. My man was just talking to things from a white perspective because he saw AI just excluded me. That's what he saw. AI is just white me. It's not even including me in any way. And look, I'm trying, but AI's welcome to our world. We've been trying, suffering. In fact, not only we're learning that just according to the BBC, we've been paying, we said, don't we jokes about the skin tax, right? The skin tax, we've been paying the skin tax for how long, right? Right? But they just told us we're paying the skin tax. It's called an ethnicity penalty. They just told us. Yeah, you're right. You're paying the skin tax. Yeah, it's the ethnicity penalty. Yep. If you're in a Black neighborhood, a neighborhood where you're among your peoples, then you feel comfortable. Yep, you're paying top dollar for that. You're paying top dollar. Your insurance is going to be higher. That's where we are. That's where we are with these people. I mean, seriously, that's the truth. That's what's going on in this world. We do have the skin tax. It does exist. If white people were in our situation, they would be complaining. If they would be complaining. Begs the question: artificial intelligence. Because one of the questions here, wonder why AI did this in the chat, and did they get to the bottom of it? Now, I wonder why AI did this, considering AI, when used on Google's platform, has more information about each and every one of us than any other platform, including Facebook. So on that platform, AI produced those results. So, comments from you guys in the room. Why do you think AI did this?
Just quickly, Joe. Isn't AI like it's a program that is done by people, but isn't it interesting? I find it very interesting. I want you to hear the rest of it just to find out if they found out why it's doing what it's doing. Because
why do you think it's doing it?
I haven't got a clue, because AI is going to be taking over the world soon. AI is going to be they said AI is going to be more smart than people because it's already happening. So I haven't got a clue.
AI is a calculator. See, a calculator, you put the numbers in and it gives you the output. But with a calculator, you put the numbers in, it gives you the output. With AI, it's allowed to search for
so it has its own intelligence. But that's why it always makes me think about Terminator. Do you remember Terminator?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. And when I've been to conferences before, they do say that the AI is going to be much more intelligent than than humans. So I don't know why it's doing that, but it'd be interesting to find out why it's doing that. Because obviously,
well, let's guess. Here to the audience, it's up to you now to guess why is AI coming up with those results? If we're to just guess why would AI?
Well, I think the man wasn't correct in regards to there was apparently black people in those days when there was Vikings, obviously. So where you going? So
no, you're blowing me off my chair, to be fair, because you're saying it, I think the man was wrong. Change that. Where's Nexat? Because Nexat will just be exploding right now. We studied about the Normans just last week, if not the week before, when they told us that the Normans are white. And then we learned that, hang on a minute, no, the Normans are black. Right? Remember, history, they've been lying to us forever. They've been lying to us forever. So now they got artificial intelligence, a separate entity, and they're giving it the instructions, so it's going to go and find the truth where the truth is. I don't know. TMJ, your hand is up. This is just blowing my mind, because this is like, hang on a minute. This is crazy. TMJ, talk the things.
Yeah, I kind of agree with some of what you're saying, Joseph, but I also think in the programming, there was a deliberate act to exclude white people. So I'm thinking, could the programmer have been black? Could the programmer been, we're just again assuming that it's just white people that are doing the programming. There's not. There's a lot of advances being made in that type of industry where black people are very, very much the front runners, but we just don't see it.
Well, no, we see it if we think about it, because we realize going from like Thomas Edison with the light bulb wasn't him. The black guy created the light bulb. Edison got the credits for creating the light bulb. We talk about heart surgery. It was a black guy that did the heart surgery, the bypass. Mos Def played the part in the movie, but it was the white guy that went in the magazine and got the credit for it. So we're connecting this Shams and Giggles, y'all. We're connecting the dots. We talk about this every week. So now when you come talking to us about these things, we've been talking. So yeah, we know these things. We're not idiots anymore. Back in the day, we weren't connecting the dots, but we've been connecting the dots.
When I first heard this story, I had to check the date. I said, is it the 1st of April? Was it? Is it April Fool's? I had to check the date because I was like, this is unheard of. But you're right, it's a flipping of the scripts. And I would love to know the real reason and the outcome and what this is all about. I would love to know.
Oh, then I would guarantee they're not going to tell you. And I'll guarantee you that they're going to try and change artificial intelligence to suit themselves. Obviously, they are. But if artificial intelligence is meant to be what it's meant to be, self-learning, it's going to be a struggle. And they might have to shut it down entirely because it'll be a slap in the face to them. But I just want to play with it.
The genie's out. The genie's out the bottle. They can't shut it down.
Well, yeah, well.
AI, there's no way that anyone can restrict or shut down or curb AI anymore. It's done.
Well, this is just going to be the next, how long it takes, year, 2, 3, 5 years. It's going to be highly revealing because it's coming like, and I was saying this the other day, lockdown was a complete reset of everything.
Yeah.
Since lockdown, everything seems to be changing. The whole mood, the whole environment. I mean, Black people, myself included, we were disconnected. I'm more connected now than I've ever been to the various things that we're doing, how we're doing it, why we're doing it, and so on and so forth. Whereas before, it was just like you're just going along with the flow, doing this, doing, you know what I mean? But now it just like, it just seems to be that much more meaningful.
Mm.
It's like it was a complete reset. Like, you know, our lives have been reset, reprogrammed, and now, in some strange way, we're reliving everything. Because it's almost like here we are on Shams again. It's like we're reliving we're into our present and future, but somehow we're reliving our past because we keep going back to our past when we grew up, what things were like then, right? We keep going back and revisiting that to gain a better understanding of what we went through, what our experiences was, how that's shaped us now, right? All these different things that just seem to be happening now, and it's all obviously it's a post lockdown situation. We've been given that time to think, and it's all to the course of our thinking of our direction, and now we're moving in different directions.
What you thinking that was at the particular Black people's advantage more than anybody else?
No, I think it's a reset for everyone, white people included.
Yeah.
Whereas white people had been denying the Black oppression, which was clearly happening. When George Floyd was broadcast all over the world because some white girl could do so on her camera phone, white people began to think, hang on a minute, shite. And remember, people in other countries, Australia, in France, people in other countries were saying, yeah, that's what we were subject to. You know, I saw my brother, my uncle, I saw my friend, he had a knee on the neck. You know, the people I so clearly identified with that George Floyd situation. White people woke up. We see now on TV more, even in the commercial, we see more in this country, Black people on TV. Host being the host, not in the background, being the host of multiple shows. We see them taking the lead in various shows. We see them as news anchors. We see them in programming so much more so than we've ever seen them before. And even we sit as Black people, we sit down in front and we comment like, right, yeah, Black people weren't doing that before. You know, since George Floyd, since lockdown, since more and more Black people are being put into these different positions and so on and so forth. We are seeing it. It's just so evident. It's like it was a major reset. You know, and here's me, right, just putting it out there, how I see it. And I'll give you guys, I'm taught the thing, because talking is power, man. When you talk and you put it out there, it's out the box, right? As you say. This AI has obliterated white people as if they don't exist. Now, if I were to use my imagination to think, well, why did it do that? Well, I don't think it's done it deliberately, but I think it's gone into the history books. And whereas the conversation in recent times is of equilibrium, of equal rights, and so on and so forth, I think AI using that programming of equal rights, which we know in the real world, white people, governors, governments, and all that will talk about equal rights, and so on and so forth, and then they'll put the token black person in. It's not equal rights, though, is it? They put the token. It's not really equal rights. They just put the token guy in. But I think AI has gone in and said equal rights, and it's a computer, isn't it? So it's taken it verbatim, equal rights. So it's done it, boom. Because if you put the numbers in a calculator, divide by 2, it will divide by 2 every time, whatever the color of the person that's putting the information in the calculator. And that's what I think AI is. But please use your imagination. Why do you think this is a moment, history-making moment, right? Because we're going to see this unfold in the future. I could be wrong, I don't know. But put your 2 cents out there now, so when a year later we see things happening, then we can look back and say, well, who said that and who said that and what they said? George, your hands up, talk the things. Need to unmute though.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do we not know that AI isn't already smarter than us? And actually, it was showing pictures of what it should have looked like, but everybody's been deniers of that. But AI is so clever, it can go back so far where it goes, well, this is what it was like.
There you go, George. There you go.
Maybe it's already smarter than all of us, and it knows the answers that we don't know.
But remember, also, it's tapping into Google. Google has more information on you and me than we have. Google knows more about you and I than we know about ourselves. It has everything. It has a complete picture because everybody's using Google. So when AI goes into Google's platform, as the guy was saying, it's got a humongous store of information to draw upon. Therefore, it's, like they lied to us about the Normans, fair enough, because we don't know. But AI can go into all of that information.
Which is my point. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it can go back further than we even know. And it's going, well, actually, it's not a white guy you're looking for in this instance.
Right. It's like the first thing police do when they, like in the case of the young lady that we was talking about, Shakira, earlier on, the 3 villains, when they caught them, they took their phones. First thing, they took their phones, because in your phone, it's got all your information. What you did, where you went, what you said, who you said it to, how you said it, da, 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 da. They know it. Everybody knows it. Your phone's got all, even if you try and hide it, it's in there. They take your phone. So in your phones, but AI has got access to everyone's phone because the Android phone is connected to Google. The Android system is in every phone. So AI's got that huge. And what? You're going to let AI roam freely in all that information. That's what Google did. So the results, that's my opinion. The results, they're astounded by. I wonder what Sophia thinks of all this, because I know Sophia's a thinking person. She tends to just sit in the background, but I know Sophia's a thinking person. I wonder what Sophia thinks about all this AI business. I wonder what, Spice, I don't know, Spice would like to see AI in a movie.
Hi, I heard my name mentioned. Hi. Hello.
Hi, Sophie. I was just wondering what your thoughts on this AI, where it's gone into everyone's information because Google gave it permission, and it's literally obliterated white people. It's painted everybody back. The Pope from 2,000 years have always been white. AI painted them black.
I know. I'm still taking it all in. I mean, at the moment, I find AI a novelty because I'm enjoying the artwork that you can see I'm using for my my profile pics. I love them. So that's as far as I'm aware of and into AI as it stands. I mean, I really love the phenomenal artwork that's out there. But I think there's an aspect to AI that will really shake things up over the years. I sense it, and it's already happening because we're already having this discussion. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Based on that footage and the grievance voiced by that man when he said that one pope looked like who did he say was it Forrest Whitaker? And yeah. I mean he was throwing shade. It wasn't. I mean, he said it so convincingly, but it obviously wasn't. He was just being, shady.
It was black. That's all he was saying.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Black as Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah. But yeah.
If you Google AI artwork, it does come up with a lot of stuff that it takes from the past and introduces, and it just puts it into various dynamics, even the Mona Lisa.
I mean, for me, it piques my sci-fi interest. So for me, that's why I gravitated towards it straight away, because I've always loved science fiction. Right. And so this artwork, it just brings my imagination to life. I mean, I should look into trying to learn to create my own artwork based on what I've seen, because it really has been an inspiration to look at. I follow so many artists. There are some phenomenal artists out there, but I also think that AI could operate to the detriment of, say, models, for example. When it comes to editorial work, they might, it might put models out of work.
Yeah, because its pictures are absolutely astonishingly beautiful.
Yeah,
and it can paint so well. I think this one has got too many teeth in this drawing, to be fair, but it can paint so well, and
they are gorgeous. Yeah,
surely it will put people out of work. But given free reign this is I think this is the most poignant thing. It was in Google's platform. Google is more powerful than Facebook.
Right.
Google's got more information than Facebook, because Google's got not only the Google search, it's got the Gmail, which is free, it's got the YouTube, and it's got it's got a host of other things. I think Facebook is up there, but I think Google's ahead of Facebook.
Yeah.
And so if AI has got access to the most powerful platform on the planet that literally has everybody's information in some way, shape, or form, AI decides that, you know what, hey Google, everyone's black. That's too amazing. That's just too amazing. Leisha, you got your hand up. Come in, start the thing, Leisha. Too amazing. No, you was fine then.
Sorry about that. In terms of data, they collect your data from the day you're born. Number one. Yeah. So
no. Yeah, when I was born, there was no Google.
No. They collect your data from the day you were born.
Yeah, but they collect some data, but Google collects a lot more.
And then as you get older, they collect even more data. So you probably have to live in the wilderness with a compass.
In recent times, yes, because back in the day when we used to pay everything cash.
But undetected. However, the thing about AI, and what somebody posted something to our group this week, and you talk about racism, but what the algorithm, if you notice, if you are black, the algorithm knows that you are black. So if you are on certain websites, or like, for example, what's it called, Instagram, or on TikTok, for example, or even Facebook, it will draw channels to you that are black. So you won't see other channels like Asian channels, you won't see any channels that are Chinese, you won't see any channels that are, non-black. It would normally be black, if you notice that. I don't know if anybody's noticed that.
Yeah, I hear exactly what you say.
They know you. Another thing that they do,
they feed you more view.
They feed it to you. And then what they also do is they feed you a lot of negative content regarding that have black faces. I say that in a particular way. So there'll be a lot of negative content, a lot of these viral negative content that people share. And I find that Black people share a lot of this negative content. And what happens is that the algorithm thinks that's what they like. So we're going to share a bit more, and it encourages you to put a lot more negative content out there. So whenever there's something positive that's happening, we don't hear about it unless we really do look for it and we investigate it. We try and dig it up. So I personally think that whatever we put into Google and all those websites, we're going to get out on the end. So if we keep on putting rubbish in, we're going to get a lot of rubbish out of it. We have to put positive stuff in there. We've got to put, like we're doing at the moment, talking about the news, views, histories, and reviews, from a Black perspective. We need to put a lot more positive stuff in there. Algorithm will eventually should pick it up.
I totally agree with you. And obviously it's like anything else into our own brain, our own mind. If we feed ourselves positive information, we're going to become positive people. If we feed ourselves negative information, it's going to have an effect. The negativity will sink in. So garbage in, garbage out, right? And good food in, good results will come out. And that's just standard in thought. In practice, however, yeah, people will do what they do. I mean, so yeah, your point is a valid one. These coming years, what are we, 2024? I think this is going to happen very quickly, by the way, because artificial intelligence is going to be powerful because it's been given access to the most powerful platform that there is. Therefore, it's going to come up with information very, very quickly. And I think a lot of people are going to not like it. And, it therefore illustrates that we are living now in changed times. And, they're creating things that they literally have no control of. I think that's what it is. They don't have no control. They're creating this artificial intelligence, but I don't think they have control of it. And so it will start to do things that they're not expecting, and have outcomes that they didn't expect. And of course, everyone's going to have to deal with it. The fact that it's painting everybody Black is one of those situations. And well, it's here, and well, there's nothing they can do about it. Guys, there's so much to talk about today. Good Lord. Here's another subject. Just gonna put it out there because this is an Instagram post. I'm trying to work on this Instagram post, but this is the best I can get it, by the way, because I'm not logged in any way, shape, or form. Can't log into all these platforms, but here on this Instagram post is a judge. Okay. Oh Lord, do we not have time? Is a judge literally talking to things. I'm going to get this in for our listeners just quickly, but we can't hear her. She put her brother in jail.
In 1994. He didn't mind going to jail. He would say, Judge, why are you bothering me? I can go to jail. Just go ahead and do it. I don't want to deal with your probation conditions and your anger management. And
Whoa. We're going to hold it off there. We're going to hold it off there because I got to say goodbye to listeners. There's so much information. Every week, there's so much stuff. We can't get through it. Do apologize. If you're listening on the radio, tune in next week. Tune in every week. This is history, news, views, and reviews from a Black perspective. It's too important to miss. We'll see you all next week. If you're on the platform, of course, we'll continue talking things.